All right, let's jump right in. We're going to break down one of the most powerful ways I've ever seen to get customers. It's called the giveaway model. And this thing is an absolute genius strategy for turning a whole bunch of interest into actual paying customers. So here's the age-old problem, right? How do you get a flood of new leads without your list just getting clogged up with freebie seekers? The people who only want the free stuff and have zero intention of ever buying anything. How do you get the best of both worlds? Look, the word free is probably the most powerful word in marketing, period. It grabs attention like nothing else. But, and this is a big but, it's a double-edged sword. It pulls in everybody. The perfect customers, sure, but also the tire kickers, the time wasters. You get the picture. But what if there was a way to use the magnetic power of free to get all those leads, but have a sneaky, brilliant system on the back end that filters them out and converts the right ones? Well, it turns out you totally can. And the secret actually comes from a kind of unexpected place, the world of fitness certifications. Yeah, so this isn't just some abstract theory. I want to walk you through a real-world story, a business that completely cracked this code. So, imagine a company that certifies personal trainers. Their program is great, it's valuable, but they need a steady stream of new students coming in the door. And instead of doing some boring 10% off coupon, they tried something way, way bigger. And this is the first big piece of the puzzle. They offered a massive, high-value grand prize. We're not talking about a free t-shirt here. They advertised a full ride scholarship to their entire program. Think about the perceived value of that. It's huge, and it's designed to do one thing: get a massive number of people to apply. Now, here's where it gets really smart. The application itself, it's not just a box to drop your name and email. By asking this one simple question, why should we pick you? The company gets people to sell themselves on the value of the program. I mean, they're literally writing out all the reasons they want it. So this process doesn't just collect contact info. It qualifies leads and gathers these amazing emotional stories you can use later. Okay, so one person wins the grand prize. That's awesome for them, and it makes for great marketing. But the real genius, the real money-making engine of this whole thing wasn't about who won. It was about what happened to the 99% of people who didn't. This right here is where the magic happens. See, the key here is to understand that the goal isn't to have one winner and a ton of losers. Nope. The real goal is to make almost everybody feel like they walked away with something valuable. So after they announced the big winner, the business would get in touch with all the other applicants. And they'd say something like, hey, while you didn't win the full scholarship, your story was so inspiring that our selection committee has decided to award you a partial scholarship to the program. It's not a rejection letter, it's a consolation prize that still feels like a huge win. So you see, you really have this two-prize system working in perfect harmony. The grand prize, that's your marketing hook. It's the shiny object that gets everyone in the door and generates all the leads. But the consolation prize, that's your sales engine. That's what actually converts those leads into paying customers by giving them an amazing reason to say yes right now. Okay, so you get the concept, you see how it works. Now let's get practical. How could you actually build one of these for your own business? Let's break it down. It's really just a simple 4-step blueprint. First, create your prizes. You need that big, sexy grand prize to attract eyeballs, and a compelling consolation prize to actually make the sales. Second, design an application that makes people qualify themselves. Third, launch it for a limited time. Create that urgency, right? And finally, and this is the most critical part, have a system ready to go to contact every single applicant and offer them their special win. So when you pull it all together, what's the big takeaway? Why is this so much more powerful than just a standard enter your email to win a free iPad kind of contest? This is the core psychological shift right here. You're not just dealing with cold leads anymore. You're dealing with applicants. These are people who have already raised their hand and taken the time to tell you, in their own words, exactly why they want what you sell. They are already emotionally invested. And it all comes down to this simple philosophy. Many will enter, and many will win. A traditional contest creates one happy winner and a whole lot of disappointed people who will probably never hear from you again. But this model, it's designed from the ground up to turn one single promotion into a massive conversion event, where a huge chunk of the people who enter can become happy, paying customers. So I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your business. What's that irresistible consolation prize, that partial scholarship, that you could offer? What's the win that feels so good, so valuable, that your applicants would feel silly saying no? If you can figure that out, you've basically built yourself a machine for turning attention into profit.